Hi, Sean. Hi, Lisa. It's turning into goddamn religion. What is the first shift, the separation from the ego mind? Wow, that's lots of questions. What is the first shift, the separation from the ego mind or thinking mind? I don't know the difference between the ego mind and the thinking mind. I think that you're going back to Ramesh or Roger's teaching, like so. But even he, like Ramesh would say, you are the ego. So I'll just put it into my language again, like rather than me going to your language. So it's too complicated if I try and speak in Ramesh's or Roger's language. So I just have to pull it back to the way I speak. So there is this thinking mind, so we can think about things, and then there's this seeking energy, which you maybe are calling the ego. And the seeking energy is when you're always trying to get to pleasure and avoid pain. You're always looking for the next experience that's going to complete you. And the seeking is never satisfied to be here. It's always wanting to be somewhere else. It's always in regret, expectation, blame, guilt, resentment. And it's always pulling into time, whether it's something about regretting the past or trying to be somewhere in the future. And it's not about actually being here and what's happening now. It's about something else. It's always lost in an illusion somewhere else. And in that illusion, it is desperately seeking for pleasure. And it believes when I get to pleasure, I'm going to arrive home. I'm going to have made it. I'm going to have got across the finish line and I can finally relax. And then it never happens. Its whole life it keeps seeking for pleasure, 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 and it never gets there. So this is what's happening. And then what happens at some point is there's a disconnection from that. There is a breaking, and there can be brief breakings. Like throughout your day, you'll find there is opening and contracting. And when you're more open, you'd call yourself happy. And when you're more closed, you'd call yourself unhappy. But then at some point, there can be a break where you completely see that who you are is something that's not bodily. I mean, in one way, on the absolute level, you could say, like, you are the body, and the body is everything. So all there is body, and the body is the whole world. But there's something that breaks and sees that you aren't limited to the body. You're not limited to the senses. You're not limited to that particular person. So there's a break that happens. And then it's seen really clearly that actually what you are is presence. This empty looking, that's totally empty of everything. That's totally empty of it's totally empty of thoughts, feelings, sensations, smells, touch, taste, any of the senses. It's beyond that. But yet you've always known it. It's always been there in the experience, but it's not you that gets it. You don't turn around and start thinking about it and be like, that's what Lisa's talking about. It's something that doesn't think or doesn't talk. It just is here watching. And then that would be an initial awakening. And then what there can be for many years after that is this expanding out completely to being no one and then coming back to being someone. And this like contraction and expansion can be happening, where you contract really small and you believe you're someone, and then you expand, and then who you are is no one. Like who's experiencing this life is no one. And through that, and then even when this shift happens, this energetic shift, and then it's no one experiencing anymore, the body is still the body, and the person is still the person, and the body still wants to seek for its survival. Even though it's not a seeker anymore, the body still wants to survive. So maybe don't say seek for survival, but the body still strives to produce a living or produce money or keep relationships or whatever it is. But it's no longer believed that you're believed that you are doing that you're creating or doing your life, because you aren't the body, you aren't that person, you are everything. Yes, it should be philosophy, as it seems so complicated. Yeah, like the reason I like calling it a philosophy is because philosophy isn't about getting anywhere, and it's not about a belief system. But also, ultimately, it's not any of those on the ultimate level. But when we're talking about it in human language, I would prefer to call it philosophy than religion. Muji sells photos of his feet. Yeah, I should start doing that, except I don't have very pretty feet. Don't know if people would mind. If you just put it, in the YouTube below, they see sometimes there are t-shirts or cups on sale, and you can see it in the YouTube box. I can just have pictures of my feet. When I was a kid, I used to hold my feet in a lot because I was scared of going to school, and I was scared of the teachers, and it created like knobbly feet, like my little toes have little knobs on them. I don't do that with my toes anymore, but they still got bumps. Look, I'll show you. Not the most attractive feet. I used to be embarrassed about them. I got tiny. Oh, see, they're all knobbly. From I used to be like that all the time. I was scared. And also my mum used to buy me shoes that were too small for me. She didn't mean to. I had funny shaped size feet. I still have funny size feet. So yeah, I don't know if people buy mine because my feet aren't so attractive. I'm sure Muji's got those perfect baby feet. There's like nice separation between all the toes. Maybe I could get them photoshopped.